Hey guys, what's going on? So today I am reviewing this GoPro Hero 6 Black to see if it's still worth in 2021.
Wherever we go, we'll always know. From the highest mountain.
So first of all, I gotta say these bright daylights, you know, like what it is right now, you know, it's 12 p.m. Like it's like around 11:30, 12 p.m. And I think it looks the best in those kind of situations, like when you have partially cloudy, you know, like when you can see the clouds up in the sky, that it looks really good, the GoPro. But on the other hand, on like low lights, you know, like at night, you know, whatever, it's not really good for night videos. You know, for night videos, you might be looking at something else. Like, so if you do a lot of night videos, then I don't think the GoPro is for you, unless, you know, you have like extra lighting with you and all that, because, well, this thing is still a really, really good camera. For example, I got this thing secondhand for under 200 bucks. So you can get these things for under 200 bucks secondhand. So for a 200 bucks camera that can record in 4K, super wide view, you know, like, I really think this is a good camera. Because, for example, the 9, I don't like the 9. I've looked into some of these other GoPros, you know, the 9, for example, deletes your footage when you record in 5.3K. It deletes some of the other stuff, you know, it overheats more. The 9 is not so good. Like, of course it does. Now again, if you do need the 5.3K, the 9 is a really, really good solid camera. But you just gotta know that it sometimes could delete your footage. Now I can't have that happen to me all the time, so that one was off limits. The 8, I was like, you know, like the 8, that one does not have the replaceable front little glass, you know, the lens cover. It does not have that replaceable, and you cannot, even if it scratches, you cannot replace it. They say, even GoPro themselves say they cannot replace it. The 9 does have that again, but it has other issues. Then the 7 has the hyper smooth and everything, which is really, really good. But apparently the hyper smooth 1, the hyper smooth 1.0, when you do small movements, like for example what I'm doing right now, I just walk, which is most of my vlogging anyways. So, but the hyper smooth 1.0 starts to jitter when slow moving. So that's something also I didn't really necessarily want. I'm not doing any extreme sports. So if you do extreme sports, I would highly recommend the GoPro Hero 7 because it has a replaceable lens cover. It has, yeah, it has a hyper smooth. It has a bunch of features that 8 and a 9 also have. But the 9 glitches out sometimes, like it has literally, people just look any YouTube video on the GoPro Hero 9, you're gonna hear a lot of cons about it. And the 8, I don't really necessarily recommend. It's a really good camera again, but it's practically the 7, just a redesign. And that redesign I don't necessarily appreciate because of the non-replaceable lens cover. So when your lens cover gets scratched, you cannot replace it. That's something I'm not really into. But the 6, on the other hand, is basically like the 7 again. Like, there's literally the same body, the same weight, same everything. The only difference is this thing does not come with hyper smooth. The 6 is really good. The 5, on the other hand, is a decent option if you have it. Like, I don't necessarily say you would have to upgrade it, but the stabilization on the 5 is not as good as on the 6. So you got to keep that in mind. If you really need that stable looking footage when you just do regular walking shots like this, the 6 is a really good option. I gotta say the 6 is the best camera I've ever owned.
We'll always know. From the highest mountain.
So one more thing that is really, really nice about the GoPro Hero 6 Black, it can record in 240 FPS at 1080, 120 stabilized, which is amazing. Like, seriously, it is really good. I really like the camera's resolution. I like the camera's frame rate. Like, this thing is a hyper fast camera. Like, it's just crazy. It's super fast. You can have some really nice smooth 240 FPS footage. Now, the problem with the 240 FPS footage, you're gonna look at software. Like, for example, you either need HitFilm Express, which is a free software, but it's super complicated to use, or you can go for Premiere Pro, which is a very expensive software. As far as I know, those are the only 2 softwares that can handle the 240 FPS. Right now I'll go into the forest, then you guys can see some stuff in the forest. like how it performs in the forest.
Our hearts are like stars, guiding us through the dark. We've got the melody to set us free, singing destiny. We've got the melody to set us free, singing destiny.
So right now we are on the 4K Super View mode, which is really cool and everything. I really do like that this camera can record in 4K, because even if you look at it at 1080, the 4K will look much crisper in 1080 than it 1080 and 1080. You know, like the colors are more vibrant and everything. Like also in color grading, you want to record in a higher resolution, because at that point when color grading, you have more details to work with. That's something to keep in mind. That's why I usually record in either 2.7K or in 4K, even though my computer is only a 1080p display. I only have 1080p displays. So that's why I'm saying, like, always record in a higher frame, in a higher resolution. This GoPro does all that stuff. Like right now I'm in the forest. It's really nice and peaceful here. Well, anyways, I am going to head over to my scooter now, and then I'm gonna drive down to the store so you guys can see some stuff like inside of a building, you know, with like lights coming down and everything.
The melody to set us free, singing destiny.
So now my final question to you guys is the camera worth in 2021? Right now I'm in echo area so that, you know, you guys can hear it if it's echoing. Like, it's a little bit empty here, but is it the camera worth in 2021? Now, my personal opinion is yes, it totally is 100%. It is the best camera I've ever had, and like, unless GoPro 10 will come out with something huge, I will not be looking at any upgrade anytime soon, because I am really happy with what I got here, the 6. You know, I'm not doing any extreme sports, I'm not doing anything of that, I'm just a vlogger, and this is perfect for handheld shots. So I would not be looking at anything else than this GoPro Hero 6. Like, if I would buy an extra GoPro, I would probably buy another GoPro Hero 6 instead of a 7, because I am not into the hyper smooth yet. So unless, you know, like I said, the GoPro Hero 7, I mean the Hero X or 10 or whatever it's gonna be called, then I might consider the upgrade. But as of currently, I will not be upgrading it because of, well, this is all I need, this is all I care for. And if you like this video, then definitely please leave that like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys into the next video.